What's cracking, T Squad? It's me, Keisha, and I'm here with this week's All Tea, All Shade, Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 9, Episode 6 review. I have some exciting news for you guys. Over on my Patreon, I've changed the program, okay? So moving forward, as of today, I will not be doing my traditional reviews over on Patreon. I'll actually be doing reaction videos to the shows that I do recaps on. So now you guys can watch the show with me and see my reaction as I'm watching the show and taking my notes for my recaps for over here on YouTube. So on Patreon, you can watch me and watch the show at the same time and get my reaction, and you'll get my responses to things in real time. And then over here on YouTube, you'll get my regular traditional recaps. Okay, so if you have not joined my Patreon, now is the time to do so. The link is down below in the description box. Okay, so far the Patreon fam is loving it. Okay, so also this is a plus for you people that don't have, say for instance, the Zeus app, or that don't have regular cable and aren't able to watch the Housewives, or if you live out of the country in a different state and it takes you a while to get the episode, you can now subscribe to my Patreon and watch the episode with me. Okay, because the Patreon fam gets my content before the YouTube fam. Okay, and you get to watch the content for $7 if you join the first tier. If you join my second tier, which is $12, you get to see my reaction to all of the reality shows that I review, plus the shows that we're watching together, which is currently Selling Sunset Season 8, and we're watching Season 2 of Bel Air. The only shows I won't be able to do reaction videos to on Patreon is the OWN Network shows. So for those, you guys will get my traditional reviews over here on YouTube, and over on Patreon, y'all will get the cussing version. Okay, so once again, join me on Patreon. The link is down below in the description box. Now is the time to join. All right, so on this week's episode, we pick up where we left off last week with Stacy going to Karen and asking her, does she need to be in rehab? Because that's what Mia and Jacqueline just said. And Karen was like, no, I do not need to be in rehab. If I did, I would go, but that's not the case. And she was like, and Mia got her nerve telling me that I need to go to rehab, or saying that I need to go, or suggesting I go, because she had an opioid addiction. And I was like, what was it? What? Huh? I never knew that. I never knew she had an opioid addiction. And it's just like, you being a person that has struggled with that, why are you attacking her on this subject instead of helping her if you really thought that that's what she needed? If you really thought that Karen had a problem, if you were so concerned, being someone who has suffered from addiction, I would think that you would come to her about the situation in a totally more understanding, sympathetic, supportive way, instead of just being accusatory and trying to shade her and out her every chance you get. So I wonder, is that why her skin the way it is, or is it just her skin? Stacy, after Karen reveals that Mia had an opioid addiction in her confessional, I was shocked to see her say that Karen is just throwing things out there now on Mia. And this goes back to when I told y'all that in a recent interview, Karen said that Stacy started to flip-flop on her. And it seems like this is when it starts to happen, because where'd that come from? It ain't her just throwing stuff out there. You act like she making it up. Like, it's true. Like, huh? And when have you known Karen to be a liar? Now, one thing we know, Karen Huger ain't got caught in a lie, not yet, as far as I know. And she will deflect. Oh, she is a deflector, honey. But she ain't lied about nothing yet, especially not on none of these heifers on this show. Karen in her confessional says Mia will step on Jesus to stand up. I said, wait a minute, you done spoke a word. I have never heard nobody use that analogy, that Mia will stand on Jesus, will step on Jesus to stand up. Girl, I'm using that on somebody. I'm using that on somebody. And if that ain't the truth, because we all know the truth ain't in who? Mia. Jazzy, as the other girls are outside at the pool, decides she gonna step down into the pool. I don't know what was going through her mind. Maybe she wasn't thinking. Maybe she was trying to have a little cute, sexy moment and it got away from her. But the girls are literally sitting by the pool, dipping their feet in, and she actually dips her whole body into the pool. And I don't know if she didn't know it was as deep as it was on that end, because it's given she must have thought that it was like 4 feet or something and she would just be able to stand up, but instead her ass went under. And I was like, that's God. God don't like ugly, and God don't support no lying ass women that's sitting up here acting like they wasn't a side hoe. Okay. Yeah, God don't like ugly. She almost drowned, but she caught herself and tried to play it off. But it was like, girl, what are you doing? Okay. And nobody jumped in to help her. That was what was more effed up to me. So Karen asked Stacy about her divorce, and then that prompts Ashley to talk about hers. And she says that on June 11th, that she and Michael will have mediation where they will come up with an agreement so she can then file for divorce. Don't know how true that is, because, you know, we can't believe nothing that come out of Ashley's mouth neither, because she likes to deflect. And I ain't heard nothing else about this divorce and her filing, so who knows if that's even true. Stacy's husband, we find out, doesn't know that JT has feelings for her. And so the girls was like, well, what does he think of him? Like, who does he think he is? And she was like, my friend? And I was like, yeah, because that's all that he is and will ever be, is your friend. Hell, he probably having sex with your husband, girl. Child. And then this is my thing, and I said this in my reaction video tonight. Why is she being so secretive about this relationship with JT? It's not just because her daughter doesn't know about the divorce and everything yet, because you know your husband is dating other people. So why are you being so tight-lipped about the fact that you're dating somebody else? Is it a situation where you don't want the courts to know that you were dating somebody else, so you can get more maybe financially? I don't know. It's weird to me. But then it's just like, well, you're filming about it, so that can't be it. I'm so confused. I really am confused as to what is going on in Stacy and her romantic relationship, child, because everything about this is just a big question mark and an exclamation mark, and neither one of them is promising in my eyes. Okay. Jazzy then admits that her fiance does have kids. If you did not watch my video on my expose on Jazzy and her fiance, where I posed the question 2 weeks ago, is Jazzy his love of his life, the side chick, or doing this for clout? And it seems like tonight I got my answer, and it was point B. So she then says that both of the kids were before her in a flashback scene, right? If both kids were before you, according to you, then that means that you got with him in 2023, because he had his youngest son in 2023. But you said in tonight's episode that y'all was together for several years. Can't keep up with the lies. Cannot keep your lies straight, girl. Cannot keep the lies straight. Then in another scene, she says that he didn't have any kids when they first met, and that the person was already pregnant. Totally different scenario. Totally different. Which spells you are a liar, Pinocchio. You are a lying demon. Hell, we need to start calling Jazzy be lying, child, because what is going on with these lies, ma'am? You went from the kids was there before you to now the kids didn't even exist when y'all got together. Which one is it? Then the third scenario that she told somebody was that the babies were that the person was already pregnant, talking about the baby mama, Charlisa, was already pregnant. The babies were already baking and already there before he and she had sex. I didn't understand why she kept on trying to stress the sex part about she hadn't slept with him when she found out about these so-called kids. Girl, just be honest. I would rather you be like Mia and admit that you met this man while he was married and you went after him, because it's obvious that you were the side chick when he was with his baby mama, girl. And I do not believe that you've been around for no several years. I believe that you've been around probably since 2023. And you started seeing him while he was with his baby mama still. Very much so. That's what it's giving me, because there is no physical footprint on the internet of you and this man being together until this year, this spring. Matter of fact, there is no physical footprint on the internet of y'all being together. I went on your socials, his socials, her socials, Google. There is no evidence of y'all even being in each other's atmosphere physically online until the Super Bowl of this year. Yeah. Nothing dies on the internet. So like I said in my video, when did Jazzy come into the equation? And it's given very much, you told the truth the first time when you said that them kids was there before you, which means that you came around in 2023. And that's all. I mean, it's not okay. It's not okay knowing that he was already in a situation with another woman with small children and you still decided to fool with this man. It says a lot about your character and who you are as a person, as a woman. It shows that he's a liar. He's a manipulator. He ain't trustworthy. He's a liar. He's a dog. And I don't understand what the big whoop is. What is the attraction there? Okay. Because you doing all this behind a man that ain't even first string. Like, he ain't even a prominent player. He got drafted to the Chiefs in October of 2023. And in 2024, he already was traded to another team. Now, you know you an ain't shit player if you was on a Super Bowl championship team and they still traded your ass, which means that you probably was a bench warmer, tapping on the coach's shoulder saying, "Put me in, coach." And he told you to get somewhere and sit your black ass down. Yeah. And that also shows me that the bag ain't really there. We all know football players don't make that much money unless you are a star athlete. So he's only getting 6 figures, ma'am. So you doing all this for what? You being a side chick for what? I could see if he was Tom Brady or somebody, Travis Kelce, girl. No. And then you sitting up here on television trying to pretend like this relationship is way more than what it is, and that it's kosher and from heaven and y'all just meant to be, and you wasn't the only the other woman, and he ain't never had a serious relationship before you. Girl, you look a fool. And I was rooting for you, Jazzy. We were rooting for you. And now you just another hoe. Just like Mia. You and Mia should be besties, okay? And let's not act like her and Mia are really cool like that. With the housewives, they'll pick a girl to have a new girl come in through that person. It's every blue moon where the person coming onto the show is an actual friend of that person. And in this instance, I don't think that Jazzy and Mia are actually friends like that. It's obvious that they aren't. But yeah, y'all should be friends, however. Very much should be friends. So Stacy sees, like I saw, that this heifer ain't telling the truth, and that she is a natural born liar. Okay. Eddie sends Wendy some flowers for her birthday, and Eddie, don't you ever in your life send that lady them funeral home flowers, ever. Them grocery store flowers. That whole little bouquet of flowers, I bet you didn't cost no more than $15. That was an embarrassment. You could have saved that shit for when she came home. If you ain't gonna go big and send her a big bouquet, like something big and grandiose, then what was the point? You could have just called her on the phone and FaceTimed her. Like, that was trifling. So trifling. And you could tell she was low-key unimpressed. Like, you gonna send me this bullshit in front of all these women? What the fuck? Was it even a rose in there? I don't even think it was no roses. It looked like some daisies or something, like some cheap little flowers, child. So Jizzy returns and Jazzy quickly fills her in on everything that's been going down. But she said something so interesting to me, that she said that it was being discussed if Keiarna's business was funded by a drug dealer. And I was like, well, when that happened? Because they didn't show us that part of the conversation. It was only she dated a drug dealer. So I'm like, where did that come from? We obviously missed something as the audience, and they didn't give us a flashback. And once again, this makes me wonder, is her ex-fiance that passed away, is it this quote unquote drug dealer? Because that's what seems like it might have been, that situation. But okay, if it was funded by some drug dealer money, okay, and she up now. And Mia is the last one to pose a question about how anybody started any type of business when you were even in on the joint practices because you laid on your back and fucked the old gizzard of a married man. Like, you fucked the elderly to get on, bitch. Like, stop. You need to be in jail with Jen Shaw preying on the elderly, because that's exactly what you did. So stop. Ugh. So Jizzy says, when she tells her about how Ashley asked Keiarna about her scar, Jizzy was like, it's clearly there on her forehead. Like, what was Ashley thinking? So that lets me know that it was intentional. She was trying to be funny. And shame on you, Ashley. And because you the last person to be bringing up anybody's forehead. The last person on the planet Earth. Your forehead is the size of a chalkboard. Your forehead is the circumference of a football field, bitch. You could kick a goal on your forehead. You can put a whole charcuterie board on your forehead, ma'am. You can ice skate off that bitch. You should not talk about nobody's forehead when yours does not even fit your face. Half of your face is your forehead, bitch. You're deformed. Like, Keiarna can get a little surgery to fix that. You can't fix that noggin. Girl, stop. Please stop. I don't understand how they don't be joning on this lady. Sitting up here looking like Jimmy Neutron by the head. Stop, Ashley. You do not want that type of smoke. So the ladies are doing baddie shot o'clock. And when it come time for Stacy to do her shot, she gonna talk about some, do I have to swallow it? Oh, Jesus. I'm like, that's why you and your husband getting a divorce. Because you can tell she ain't giving it up in the bed. You can tell that lady just lay there looking at her watch, wondering when it's gonna be over. Okay, because she got to get up and go to QVC in the morning. All right. Then here go Mia, nasty ass, gonna sit up there and deep throat the bottle and say that's how you keep two men. So once again, it's proving to me that what I said on last week's episode was correct too. That she's telling G she loves him and doing stuff for him and taking care of him financially because she's keeping one foot in and one foot out just in case that nigga get back on. She can always say, well, I was still taking care of you. You know, I was there for you. I didn't leave you when you were down bad. Because that shit with Ink ain't real. She only went back with Ink because that nigga over there ain't got the money right now. He down bad. So she had to go to a sure thing over here to make sure that money's still flowing in. Simple as day. But let Gordon get back up. It's gonna be deuces to ink again, and he gonna be sitting there looking stupid with her cootie cat juices on his face, because that's exactly what's going on. But I'm looking at this deep throat ass bitch like, you nasty hoe. Mia's throat is like the ocean. You know how the ocean, we've only seen a small surface of the ocean. It's still so much more down there that we don't even know exists. That's how Mia's throat is. It's an abyss. It is bottomless, okay? It's probably so many unborn kids in their gestational period in her throat, man. Girl, stop. Gross. I was not impressed. And then we find out that JT is an actor, and I said, well, that explains everything, because he is acting like he is interested in you. He is acting like he is a straight man, Stacey. Oh my word. Like, the signs are all there and she does not see them. Okay. Mia makes a little slick comment when they're on the way to the city to go to her the joint practice, and says that Stacey hasn't had sex because she's so stiff. No, it's not because she's stiff. It's because she's dating a homosexual man. That's why she had no sex. Okay. So Mia takes the girls to the joint location. And I was like, why are they here? Why are they there? This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. You don't own it anymore. The people was looking at you like, why are you here? Nobody got a free adjustment from what I saw. You helping promote somebody else's location. It was so stupid and weird because she's that dead set on making every moment about her when this is supposed to be about Wendy's birthday. Like, why are we here? Everybody just looking at each other like, okay. And Mia, you didn't sell anything. You don't have no basis, no nothing when it comes to them joint practices. It was G and his brothers, girl. You didn't have no nothing to none of them businesses. So stop trying to make fetch happen, girl. And then gonna sit up there and lie and say that they got 22 locations waiting to be sold. Yeah, G and his brother, but not you. Girl, stop. So at lunch, Karen doesn't drink, and I really appreciated that because at least she's not doing what Shannon from OC was doing and drinking on camera. Kay then confronts Mia on having a colorful past herself, which was selling ass. I was like, yes, you better get her, because how you gonna judge me? How you gonna judge me, girl? Stop. And you probably did way worse. So that night the ladies head to dinner, but before they do, Ashley and Gizelle are outside sitting down talking, and she tells Gizelle that she has decided to remix her song. What was it? Scraping and Surviving, Good Times, Scratch and Sniff. I don't know what it was called, child. I was pissed off. That's all I know. I was pissed off. But she talking about she changing it to be a EDM song, and she play it, and it sound like the PBS version that the original sounded like. It's like, Ashley, singing is not your thing. Singing is not your thing. It's just not. It's not. It's not. You got a cute little voice, but you're not going to make no money off of this. Nobody's paying to come see you, Otis. Like, if anything, be a soccer coach. Be a soccer coach. You got the head for it. Be a soccer player. You have the head for it. That forehead will most definitely hit a goalie. You got to go where your strengths are, man. And it's not in singing. Like, just please stop. Then on the way to the restaurant, they play F, Marry, Kill. And Ashley says that she would F Stacey. And I'm like, why? Pretty girl. Pretty gowns. But it's literally going to be like having sex with an ironing board. Might as well get a blow up down. Like, what? Then Wendy says that she would smash Jazzy. And I'm like, here she go dick riding again. She just don't know when to stop. She is so obsessed with that lady and want to be her friend so bad. So bad. I'm so disappointed in Wendy. Oh God, whatever. And I'm like, why would you want to have sex with her? Why? Gizelle wrap them thighs around you and them legs around you. It's going to break your back. Gizelle and them thick boulders she called thighs and legs will literally squeeze you to death like a boa constrictor. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. No. And then Jacqueline says that she would smash Ashley because she already smashed Mia. So now we know for a fact, I mean, we already knew, but now we really know that they done smashed each other, which is just so... Y'all done shared pings. Y'all done shared each other. Y'all done shared each other's bands. What have y'all not done with each other? Like, just be together. Why don't you? Because this is so random and weird. Y'all whole dynamic is just nasty. And then here go Jacqueline had the nerve to say it smelled like fish and smelling her coochie, and then made a little comment about how the other girls need to take baths. And I'm looking like, bitch, you are a walking commercial advertisement for Mass and Gill. If you don't get somewhere and sit down, hooked on phonics, stop. So then at dinner, the ladies all sing Wendy's praises. They say a lot of nice, kind words to her, which was great. And they bring up Stacy's situation. And she said, you know what? There's been a lot of focus on me and not Jazzy's man. What's the tea, girl? And I was like, see, that's how you get them up off of you. That's how you do it. So Jazzy was like, you know, he's a great father to two boys that were both either there or already created before me. So now she going back to the first lie, which was the kids was already there before her, which would once again state that she got with him in 2023 while that girl was pregnant or right after she had their second child, which for me, either one is bad, because I'm not messing with no man that got a whole nother woman pregnant or just had a baby with somebody. Why would I, like, no, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to no woman. No, because we all know what it's like to have a baby and a relationship with somebody. Like, it's just too much. I would never do that to another woman. So it's once again giving very much you was the side woman based off the evidence that I showed you guys in my video. So everybody at the table looking like, oh, bitch, you was a hoe. You was the side chick. You was the jump off. Okay. Everybody just kind of looking at her like, okay, we gonna play along with you, girl. So Jacqueline was like, how old are the children? And Jazzy says 3 and turned 1 a month ago. Mia in her confession says she told me the same story 8 different times, 8 different ways, child. Flashback to Jazzy saying, I'm enjoying his bachelor pad, and I look up and I'm like, there's a kid on the wall. That was the first kid, and by the time we got serious, she was pregnant with the second one. I thought you said that they were either created or here or created before you. Now it's one was created and here, and the other one was on the way. But you said previously that they was here before you. Girl, I can't keep up with the lies. Cannot keep up with the lies. And obviously you can't either. Okay. So they asked her how long they been together. And she's like, we've been together a couple of years. You know, he and I were dating. She was about 2 or 3 months. She was already pregnant before we even had sex. And once again, she keep on bringing up the fact that this girl was pregnant before you smashed him. It don't matter. You still were dealing with somebody that was in a situation with somebody else, a relationship or whatever. You was the side chick. Because once again, there is no physical proof of you and this man dating, being with each other until this year. I found plenty of things showing that he was with her. And let's not forget the biggest thing of them all. If you've been with him since 2023, why was he with her and his children doing Christmas photographs, kissing all on her? She was in Kansas City with him, during the holiday season, it's not adding up, ma'am. It's not. Because you're a liar. And the truth ain't in you. So Karen says, did he know? And she was like, no, he didn't know. And that was delaying me in knowing. Nobody believes it. Kay then admits that she's been through the same thing with an NFL player who had 2 girls pregnant at the same time. And here go Mia. The same thing happened to me. What team was it? Because I just want to make sure that it's not the same person. Was it the Ravens? And Keiarna like, girl, get out of my face. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. Like, gross. Like, ew, ew, ew. Even if it was, I wouldn't admit it to you. So Gizelle, in her confessional, she says, Jazzy, it's okay. He was just cheating on you, girl. It's fine. It's like, exactly. Like, we all know the truth while you trying to hopscotch over it. Then on the last day, the camera catches Mia and Jacqueline talking about Jazzy. And Mia says, you know, nobody wants to be the other woman. And Jacqueline was like, but they're buying a house together. And Mia says, so? I was the side bitch. I got a house. Stand in your truth and live in it, baby. Okay? Another great episode. A+. I enjoyed it tremendously. I was right once again. Y'all gonna start listening to me. Y'all gonna start listening to me. The people that was in the comment section under my video on Jazzy. How was this tea? You don't know. People need to stay out of other people's business. Shut the fuck up, you dum-dums. Y'all need to be consulting me because I'm gonna help y'all out when it come to these men, okay? Because I be knowing. Keisha be knowing, and I come with facts and receipts. All right, y'all let me know down below in the comment section what y'all thought about this week's episode. Please make sure to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so you know when my videos drop. I love you, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.